Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. I'm really excited about today's video. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I want to react to your unpopular opinions. I got this idea totally from Paulina. I will have her video linked down below. I just thought it was such a clever idea. And I'm ready to just react to your unpopular opinions. I didn't really read them because I didn't want to read ahead. I just wanted to, in the moment, see them and react without any kind of bias in my head going into it, you know what I mean? So I don't know what you guys are going to say. I don't know if it's going to be against me, with me. I don't know how I'm gonna feel, and I'm really excited to get into it. This video is also a collab with my friend Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner. We both got inspired to do this the same day, like we were asking people questions. So we just decided to do this as a collab because why not? It'll be fun. So when you're done watching mine, you can go watch hers, and I'm just interested to see like what she gets and how she responds to them as well. I really like this kind of video idea. I really hope more people do it because it's super fun. I guess quick disclaimer, if I don't agree with your unpopular opinion, please don't get offended. I don't know what else to say. We all have our own opinions. That's what makes it fun. If we all agreed on the same thing, life would be boring. So just don't get offended if I don't agree with you. And that's that. Let's just dive right in. I asked for questions on both my Instagram story and the community tab here on YouTube, so let's do Instagram first and see what happens. The Take Me Back to Brazil palette is garbage. I haven't used it, but good to know. I will remember that if I ever thought I was going to buy it. I didn't really have plans to buy it, but good to know. Concealer triangles under the eyes are unnecessary. I do agree with that. Like, even nowadays, I see people like Jaclyn Hill like take Tarte Shape Tape, which is so insanely full coverage, and do these giant triangles under the eyes. It's so unnecessary. You don't need that much concealer. Just put it where you feel like it's necessary. You definitely do not need huge triangles of concealer. I agree with you. Metallics in the crease can look very pretty. I'm just so weird about shimmers and metallics in the crease. I ended up having to do that in my Colourpop custom palette bingo because I got pretty much all shimmer, so I didn't have a choice but to do it. I didn't hate the final look, but I don't love it on me. I have seen other people do it and it looked kind of cute, but I'm not a fan on myself. I'm a matte in the crease kind of person. Full coverage foundations just make acne look worse. I can't agree with that to an extent, honestly. I feel like if I'm having bad breakouts, I much prefer to just kind of spot conceal and do a lighter layer of foundation because I don't know, I feel like when I go really heavy it draws a lot of attention to the texture underneath the skin. So to an extent I do agree with you. The Urban Decay Naked palettes are boring, never bought any. Honestly, they are boring. I feel like if you were getting into makeup right when those released, I can see why people liked them because it was just such a new thing. Those kinds of palettes didn't exist because makeup was just such a, I don't know, it was such a new thing back then. I don't know how to explain it, but looking back, they're really boring. I remember getting gifted the Naked 3. I loved it because it was one of my first palettes ever. I bought the Naked Smoky, didn't love it. I regret buying it. I bought the Naked Heat. I did like it. I feel like the formula was a little better, but overall it was just kind of boring. And any other Naked palette they've come out with since, I don't even care about. I don't even remember what they look like because it just bores me. Lip liner isn't necessary, especially when it's 46,425 shades darker than the lip color. I mean, I've talked about this in my own unpopular opinions video. I don't find lip liner necessary. I don't use it ever. I just don't like it. I just don't think it's necessary in general, and it doesn't benefit me at all. But I definitely really hate when people use lip liner and it is way darker than the actual lip color. It just looks a little wrong. Like, there is a way to do it where there's an ombre effect, but when it's just a dark outline, I don't like it very much. I actually like the double-sided brushes that come inside the ABH palettes. Yes, I love those brushes. I would be happy to have like 50 more of those brushes. I think they are so good. I love just the packing side and then the blending side. I think they're beautiful. I don't know if it's entirely makeup related, but the overuse of Facetune needs to go away. I agree with you. I don't have Facetune. I don't know how to use Facetune. I don't want to know how to use Facetune. And I know to an extent some people like to just zap a zit out of the way, which is whatever, I don't really care. But when you're totally changing everything, it's just a little much. We all have pores, we all have skin, texture. Just let it be its thing. It's the norm, truly. I hate eyeliner and rarely wear it. If you're talking about eyeliner pencils, then I have to disagree with you because I pop one in my waterline every single day now. As far as like winged liner or anything like that, I love myself a good bold winged liner, but I've kind of stepped back from it lately. I think mostly purely out of laziness because I just haven't felt like doing it. But I like a good winged liner. I'll never say I hate it, so I'll disagree with you there. I love highlighter full of glitter. Me too. I think it's so cute. I love me a glittery highlighter. Maybelline Super Stay Foundation, Coty Airspun Powder, and Shape Tape suck. I've never used the Maybelline foundation because I don't use Maybelline. They're not cruelty free. I've never used the Airspun powder. I don't know if that's cruelty free or not. And I like Shape Tape. I don't love it. Like, it's not my holy grail end all be all concealer, but I like it. It works. I have one in my drawer right now. And when I'm out of my Makeup Revolution one, I will probably bust it out so I don't have to buy another concealer at the moment. I like it when used sparingly. I don't care if you're my best friend or favorite cousin. Don't try to sell me anything. For real. I am so happy people in my personal life or just anyone that I went to high school with doesn't try to sell me stuff because they're constantly posting about it, but no one ever messages me. Thank goodness. I'm not a big fan of loose eyeshadows. For the most part, I'm really not either. They're a lot more of a hassle to play with. However, I love my Apocalyptic Beauty ones. I think they're so just lovely, and I like receiving my Apocalyptic Beauty bag and playing with them every month. I'm not into depotting shadows. I'm not either. I've never felt the need to do that. Like, I totally understand the principle behind it where you're just depotting your shadows and putting them together in a bigger palette so you can really see your full collection and kind of curating your own palettes. I get it. I'm just not into it either. Not every celebrity needs their own makeup line and you can support them without money. I agree. I get confused when a lot of celebrities come out with their own makeup lines. I know you're gonna die over this one, but I think winged liner is overrated. I mean, I don't think it's the end all be all. Like, I don't think you have to have it for your looks, but I don't think it's overrated either. I think it can add a really cool twist to your looks. Oh, they also said maybe because I'm awful at winged liner. That's funny. I'm tired of celebrity collabs that don't even look like they wear makeup. For real. Like what makeup are you talking about? You'd never wear it. It's so minimal. It's just, I don't know. I find it pointless. I love an all shimmer slash glitter palette. Ugh. I mean, if it's for the purpose of like a companion palette to pair with other palettes, I get it. If I see an all shimmer palette, it's rare if I decide to buy it because I like a good variety of mattes and shimmers in a palette. And I do not like glitters in a palette. Like pressed glitters, I like glittery eyeshadows, but actual glitters, and no thank you. I don't like ABH or Fenty. Well, I disagree with you. I love Anastasia Beverly Hills. I love Fenty. I don't like the Fenty foundation very much, but the things I have tried from Fenty I really enjoy. I don't think foundation is necessary. I can agree with you. Like, there's plenty of times where I just wear like pretty much my whole routine except foundation. Like, I'll still wear concealer and set my under eyes and wear my bronzer, highlight, all that stuff, but won't do a foundation, and I think it's fine. I'm all in for colored mascara. Me too. I have 2 right now and I want more of them so I can just keep popping them under my, like, on my lower lashes. I think it's really cute. I love pressed glitters and palettes. I don't. I don't at all. I love to put a lot of blush on, editorial style. Yes, yes, yes. Give me all the blush. I love blush. I hate large pans. So wasteful / bad for the environment, and bigger is not always better. I don't like large pans either. If all palettes could just have small pans, I would be happy. I've never run through an eyeshadow, not even really a small one. Even back in my days when I only had a couple, like I might have hit pan on a couple, but I've never totally ran through one. And especially now when I have so many, I don't need giant pans. I wish everything could come in smaller pans. Glitter looks great in pictures, hate it everywhere else, hate putting it on, hate cleaning it off. I can half agree with you, half disagree with you on that. I hate like taking off my makeup when I have glitter on because it's such a pain, because I don't like it to directly go into my sink because I don't want it to just rush into the water. I like to make sure I use a makeup wipe to take it off, and it takes forever. But I love putting it on. I get so excited, and I just love everything else about glitter. I don't see the point in bronzer. I love bronzer. I can't imagine skipping that step. Even right now, all I use is my cream bronzer, so I'm not doing a heavy powder bronze moment, but I like it. It adds just such good warmth and dimension to the skin. It's just so pretty. I feel like I would feel so flat if I skipped that step. You don't need transition shades. I agree with you. You do not have to throw like a light brown beigey color shadow in your crease for every look. You absolutely do not. For this, I use just purples and it's fine. I mean, I guess it depends on what you mean by that, because like technically the lighter purple I used, I acted as my transition shade, but I wasn't using like what I'm assuming you're talking about as a typical transition shade. You really don't need them. Not for every look, no. I think that was it for Instagram, actually. So let's just move on to the community tab on YouTube. I got a lot on that one, which is going to be very fun. I also got some repeats, so I might not do yours specifically, but I did get a lot of repeats. So YouTubers who gasp in astonishment when a highlighter highlights. That's really funny. I mean, I agree with you. Sometimes I'll put one on and I'm just like, yes, I feel complete now. But it's like, obviously it's doing its job. So I agree with you. A lot of the times it's very exaggerated. Another unpopular opinion is I won't purchase anything that Jaclyn Hill puts out, has her name on, or collabs on. My beauty space, social media, etc. is a Jaclyn Hill free zone. No can do. I mean, I used to love Jaclyn Hill. She was one of my favorites when I first was getting into watching YouTube. I still subscribe to her. I watch her every so often. I mean, she doesn't upload very often, but when she does, sometimes I'll watch it. She's not my favorite anymore, but I don't have like any kind of animosity towards her. But I'm also not necessarily going to buy everything she puts out like I used to. Like I used to, every time she put out something that was a collab, I bought it. Like no questions asked. Now I would probably not necessarily not. I would definitely think a lot harder about if I would want it or not. I don't feel the need to just buy it blindly, you know what I mean? Like she tweeted recently about save your money, something big is coming, which I'm sure is either her makeup line or another collab. And I'm not necessarily saving my money, you know what I mean? Oh, I have a feeling I'm gonna get a lot of this one. Highlighting the tip of the nose, the bridge, yes, the tip, nope. I like highlighting the tip of the nose. I think it's cute. I will say, I agree with you halfly. Like if I'm going to highlight any part of my nose and can only do one part, I probably would pick the bridge over my tip, but I like both. I think it's cute. I like a tip of the nose highlight. I think it just, I don't know. I like it. I don't have a good reason why I like it. I just like it. I always do my makeup, but never my hair. So often I'm so lazy with my hair. Like I'm literally wearing a wig because I didn't want to deal with my hair. Simple as that. A lot of the times it's in a bun. A lot of the times it's left over from the day before. I feel like a lot of the times when I get the most compliments on my hair, it's because I curled it the day or two before and it's just like the loose, messy, I didn't touch it leftovers. I don't like doing my hair very often, especially because I do it as my job. I don't buy from Jeffree Star or Kat Von D, which is not unpopular, but I have no problem with Lime Crime. I do buy from Lime Crime. I didn't buy from them for a while. I was actually one of the victims of the card hacking situation, but I gave it a long time. I gave them a second chance. They now have a new owner and stuff, so I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that things are just gonna go good from now on. A classic red lipstick isn't universally flattering. It can be very aging. I agree with you. There isn't one shade that I feel like can suit everybody. I do think there is a red for everybody, but I don't think there's one shade of red that can suit everybody. Full-on 80s blush needs to make a comeback. Yes, yes, yes. You guys know I'm into that. I disagree that heavy, colorful, or bold makeup looks are for nighttime and simple, basic looks are for daytime. I wear whatever I feel like, whenever I feel like, and so should everyone. Preach. I agree with that so wholeheartedly. Wear what you want, when you want. It doesn't matter the time of year, the time of day, where you're going. I mean, unless you're going to work where you literally can't wear colorful makeup, then that's one thing. But other than that, do whatever you want. Primers are a waste of money unless they correct something like large pores. I agree with you to an extent. What I use for primer right now is like glowy stuff. Like I use a glowy oil, a glowy balm, things like that, because I like to have a lot of glow and radiance coming through, but I'm not just gonna use a primer just for the sake of like making my makeup last longer, you know what I mean? I do it for the benefit of having extra glow. Contouring is not a necessary step. I mean, I can agree with you. I don't contour very often at all. I don't find it super, super necessary unless I wanna be extra bold and dramatic with my face makeup, then I might, but for the most part I really don't contour. I hate contouring. Contouring is what is done in drag to make faces less male, but the result is caricature. With that, I feel like you're just kind of missing the point about drag makeup just a little bit. You're kind of trying to become a character when you're in that kind of makeup. So, I mean, for that specific instance, I don't think contouring's like unnecessary or anything like that. I mean, I don't do it in my day-to-day life, but for drag makeup and stuff, I totally get it. That's the whole point. Jeffree Star is a genius. You don't have to like him to acknowledge his products. His liquid lips are the only ones I will wear. I like a lot of his products. His liquid lips are one of my favorite formulas. I really like his eyeshadow palette formulas, but I don't like some of his stuff. Like I really don't love his highlights. I don't love his liquid highlight. I really didn't like that very much. I don't know if I've tried anything else from him though. I know he has some products I've never tried. So I'm not gonna just say he's like a makeup genius, but I do like some of his products, yes. The more blush, the better. Put it everywhere, foreheads, cheeks, nose, chin. Yes, 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 yes. This one's funny because I'm like doing your unpopular opinion now, oops. Faux freckles are weird. At the end of the day, there are no rules with makeup, but poking dots on the face is just too much to me, says the girl who kind of wants to bleach her eyebrows. I'm wearing fake freckles right now. I think they're cute. I like them. I don't have a reason or defense as to why I like them. I just think it's cute. I think it just looks youthful. And I'm not trying to fool anyone thinking that they look real. I just think it's cute. I think it just adds a little something. My unpopular opinion is to not do eye makeup before foundation. You gotta do the base before all else. The other way makes me glitch. I agree with you. It's rare if I do my eyes first. and I just feel wrong if I do it that way. I feel like everything doesn't go as planned. I hate the abundance of products that are either packed with fragrances or silicones. I had to purchase Milk Makeup Blur Foundation because it doesn't have either. I can't even find a powder blush with no silicones, and it hurts because I love blush. I've never really thought about it, honestly. I don't know, is that something I need to be looking out for? You guys need to educate me on that because I don't have an opinion because I've never thought about it. Eyeshadow colors aren't seasonal. I wear whatever color I want when I want. I don't get daytime or nighttime looks either. They're one and the same to me. I agree with you on everything. Literally wear what you want when you want. Another one that I'm already doing. I hate fake lashes, sorry not sorry. I love fake lashes, the bigger the better. If it's gonna be dainty little teeny lashes, I won't wear them because I think that's pointless for me personally. I'd rather just not wear them, but I love fake lashes. I think they're so fun. I rarely use foundation. I love my freckles. You really don't have to use foundation all the time. I was saying that earlier, and good. Embrace your freckles. If anyone has freckles, embrace them because I'm so jealous that you have them naturally. Mascara takes too much time. I have hooded eyes. I mean, I hate putting on mascara. It's such a little step, but I hate doing it, so I can agree with you. But I'm not gonna not wear it if I have eye makeup on. It's just part of it. Bullet lipstick is over liquid lipsticks any day. For the most part, I am a liquid lipstick kind of girl, but I have gotten more into bullet lipsticks. I just personally have an easier time applying liquid lipsticks. Another one against highlighting the tip of the nose. Bing, I love mine. I hate doing brows after foundation or after eyeshadow. Same, I always do mine first. And mine's really simple. All I do is put brow gel through mine, but I won't do it after any steps. It's always first. I don't stick to a color wheel placement of my eyeshadow placement. I do whatever my heart inspires me to do with whatever color. I think that's great. I love weird color combos. I mean, I have my whole series about the color theory and kind of which colors work together and what's going to be the easiest to work with. But I mean, go all out, do whatever you want to do. I'm all about weird color combos. All right, some of these are repeats, so I'm just gonna pick in through yours. Sorry. I don't use setting spray. I guess I use spray, like I use the Pixi Glow Mist, but I don't use setting spray for the purpose of a setting spray. I use it to mesh my powders into my skin and add an extra glow, but I don't use like setting spray. Face brushes over sponges all day, every day. I'm a sponge kind of girl. I will use a brush if I have to, but I'm a sponge kind of person. I just feel like I get so much more of a smooth, merged into one another finish with the sponge. I can't speak. I will wear red lipstick on my wedding day, funeral, or every day in between. Dark, vampy, black, bold, or unusual colors can be worn year-round too. If it's not red, I'm probably wearing a dark lip. That's great. Go live your best life. Wear a bold lipstick every day. I think that's amazing. My least favorite lip colors are probably pink and berry tones. I don't love berry tones. I'll wear them occasionally, but they're probably one of my least favorite as well. Some nude lipsticks are okay and I'll wear them for work, but I much prefer red. I mean, as a general rule, I'm going to pick a nude over a red because it just goes with more looks that I do. But I love red lipstick too. I think it's beautiful. I hate getting a tan. The sun is my enemy. I avoid the sun like the plague. I am so pale. I look kind of tan with this bright sports bra, but I'm very pale. I burn and then I go back to pale. So it's just, I avoid the sun. I don't have fall palettes or spring summer palettes. I'll wear neon or rainbow eyeshadow in January if I feel like it. Live your best life. I love it. Do it. I'm so happy to hear that. My eyebrows are so dark that if I put anything on them, it would look weird. I do love brushing my eyebrows with a brow brush though. I mean, if you're able to get away with not really doing anything to your brows, more power to you. That saves you a step and it saves you money, so that's amazing. Another opinion I have is I do my makeup based on my mood for the most part. I don't think it's original or creative to do the exact same look every day. I never repeat a look, and it's not even a conscious thing. I'm just always wanting to do a different look, so I agree with you there. Some days I want a brown eye with a pop of colorful liner. Other days I want to do crazy eyeshadow looks. I don't have a go-to work look. I don't either. Sometimes people ask me to do like my go-to look. I don't have a go-to look. I just do it based on day to day. I do not have a go-to look, so I agree with you. I love orange blush. I love orange blush. I think it's so cute. So cute. I hate doing my eyebrows. I hate doing my eyebrows. That's why I've resorted to just using brow gel because I just can't be bothered. Not a fan of the Laura Mercier powder. I don't use it anymore because they're not cruelty free. And I used to use it like crazy, but I remember the last time I used it, I didn't love it as much as I thought I used to. It's not worth the hype, you know? I don't like the contour, but I love bronzer. With you on that. Not a fan of MAC and NARS, but I love the Paint Pot. I don't use either brand because they're not cruelty free, and I've never tried the Paint Pot, so I have no opinion. Hate baking. I won't do it either. My skin's too like more on the normal dry side for me to do it. I don't like the effect on me. Not interested in Project Pan. Me either. I feel like Project Pan is almost like Project Punishment. Like you're basically just forcing yourself to use something again and again just because you spent money on it. I don't really get the point of that. I don't like when there's a cream shade in the palette. I don't either. Do you mean like a cream or like a cream colored shade? I'm gonna assume you mean like an actual cream texture. I don't either. I don't like to mix powders and creams. I love metallic liquid lipsticks. I don't hate them, but I don't love them. I feel like I'm a solid neutral about them. They're not gonna be my first pick ever, but I don't hate them. Two-toned eyeshadow looks stress me out. I'm a Gemini and they're always done for Gemini-inspired looks. I love I think it's weird that two-toned eyeshadow looks are always done for Gemini. I feel like you could probably do something different with that, but I love a good two-toned eyeshadow look. I think it's cute. Morphe brushes aren't great. Some are okay. Most fall apart, are scratchy, and not worth the money, yet everyone who's on the payroll swear they're the best. I won't even put them in my top 10. I agree with you so wholeheartedly. The Elite collection specifically, like the synthetic Elite collection, those ones are okay, but for the most part, I don't really like Morphe brushes either. I can't see myself buying any more ever. I'll use the ones that I have until they totally fall apart, but I'm not a fan either. Shimmery blush on the nose is love. That's what they said with emojis. I love me a shimmery blush, and you know I love blush on the nose, so I agree. I will do a full face of makeup but not do my eyebrows. I feel like it makes my already small forehead even smaller, and they're pretty full to begin with. Yeah, then live your best life. Don't do it. I barely do mine, so I'm with you there. I think red and pink lipstick is a cop-out. Every time I see it, I think you really cannot be bothered. I don't really get what you mean by that. Like, do you just feel like it wasn't a good decision to add that? Do you feel like it's just the easy way out? I don't really understand what you mean, so I don't really have an opinion. Highlight on the Cupid's bow can look like a milk mustache to me. I agree with you to an extent. There's sometimes I put it on and I'm like, ooh, that's too much. So I take my sponge and kind of pat it in so it's just like a light little pop, and I feel like by the time I put lipstick on, it kind of covers it up anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So to an extent, I can agree with you. I'm always afraid to offend everyone with my unpopular opinion because it's so popular with most people, but I don't love cut crease looks. I obviously think everyone should wear what they love, and I have a respect for the artistry and mastery of cut creases. I just personally find the softness of shadows blended into each other without a harsh edge of a cut crease much more aesthetically pleasing. I mean, I love a cut crease. I do a half cut crease very often, so I mean, I do disagree with you there. But I do like the look of just it blended out. Like, I don't have any kind of cut crease today, and I think it looks really pretty. I don't think you have to do it, but I love a good cut crease. Maybe it's just me, but I don't understand contouring. Most of the time, it just looks like dirt smeared on someone's face. If it's not done correctly, it definitely can just look very dirty. I don't contour very often, like I said before, but I understand it when people do it correctly. That's all I can really say. I prefer bold and bright eye look for the daytime and more neutral look for the nighttime. I mean, I half agree with you. Like, I just like bold and bright eye looks all the time. It's not too often I'm just gonna opt for a neutral look. I don't see the need for brow products other than maybe a clear gel eyeshadow and slightly a dried out gel liner work for me. Then that's great. I mean, I do feel like you can, as a general rule, work with what you have in your collection using powders and maybe just getting a brow gel to do your brows. But I mean, before I got into just my brow gel kick, I was always using a pomade, and I couldn't have really replaced that with anything else. So I mean, I don't know, to each his own. Indie eyeshadow palettes over mainstream. So heavily agree. I love indie eyeshadow palettes so much more for the most part. While I enjoy most of the Jeffree Star Cosmetics line, I really hate the highlighters. They're chunky and do not blend well. You said it. I don't love his highlighters. They're very chunky. And not in a good way. Like, I love me a good shimmery, glittery highlight, but those are just like chunky. They don't mesh into the skin nicely at all. A lot of top beauty influencers on YouTube are overrated. Everyone can do a bronze smoky eye. Yeah. That's why it shocks me when occasionally people ask me to do like a bronze smoky eye. You don't need me to do that. There are so many millions of tutorials on that. And I look at some of these really high up like beauty YouTubers, and all of their thumbnails look exactly the same because they're doing the same look again and again, and I don't get it. I don't get how people don't get bored seeing it. I don't need to be able to do a full look with just one palette. I don't mind using multiple palettes at once. For the most part, same. I mean, when I'm doing a tutorial on camera, for the most part, I like to stick with one palette just because, I don't know, I guess it's just what I've gotten into. But if a palette doesn't have a highlight shade, I'm not going to lose my mind. If it doesn't have a black that I would like to incorporate for a specific look, I don't mind because I can dip into something else. Single eyeshadows over palettes. Buying palettes leads to repeats, which I hate. For example, there's a ton of overlap between the Feral palette and the Zulu, so much that you don't need one if you have the other. buying singles and organizing by color helps prevent that. I do want to get more into single shadows, but I'm a palette girl through and through. I highly doubt that I would ever switch to solely buying singles and not really buying palettes too often, just because I love buying palettes. And obviously I can dupe certain things out with all my palettes with other palettes, but I just like having palettes. As far as the Zulu versus Feral thing, yeah, there are some repeats in it, but there are also things you can't get in the other. Like the Zulu has that really pretty purple that the Feral doesn't have, and the Feral has that bright Mariposa red shade that the Zulu doesn't have. There's different things in each palette that you can't just get. Not saying you have to have both, I'm not trying to argue there, but I don't know, I like having palettes. I don't bronze or contour often at all. I think blush is sufficient. I mean, I do like to have some bronzer down, but if I had to pick just one thing, it would be blush. Not a fan of lip gloss. I didn't used to be. I've gotten into lip gloss over the past probably year and a half or so. I like a good gloss if it's, I don't know, I like a good clear glittery gloss. I hate the way people do their eyebrows / expect others to wear their eyebrows nowadays. I will always be happy with the thin 90s, early 2000s style eyebrows that I still rock. I mean, do what you need to do. I can't imagine I would like that look on me, but I'm feeling you as far as the expectation of what your eyebrows should look like. That's why I've slowly just graduated into just doing a brow gel and just rocking what my natural brows would do, because I just don't have the time and patience to do that full-on Instagram brow anymore. It's just not for me. We got another tip of the nose hater here saying it just makes your noses look bigger. I don't think it makes my nose look bigger. I think it just looks shinier. I love cream products of all kinds. Cream, contour, blush, bronzer, highlight, give me it all. I hate wearing foundation and almost never do. I love two-toned eye looks. As far as the cream products, I've been getting more into it. Like I always use a cream bronzer. I've been putting a cream blush underneath my powder blush. I actually use a cream highlight underneath my foundation in my highlight spots, which is a little excessive, but I've been enjoying it. So I've been slowly getting into cream products. And you already know how I feel about those other things. No self-tanner for me or body glow liquid stuff. For real, I've never tried a self-tanner. I'm scared of it. I don't feel like I will ever venture into that realm. And I don't need any of those like body glow stuff. I don't want to feel sticky and weird all day. Less is more. I feel like you were talking to the wrong person then. I mean, I definitely don't go overkill with full coverage foundations and things like that, but I am definitely not a less kind of person. I like to go pretty bold. So, heavy disagree. Concealer under the eyes more than one shade lighter than your foundation looks really bad, especially in person. I can agree with you. I used to go with almost a white concealer under my eyes, and looking back, it wasn't horrible, but now I like to stay a little bit closer to my color, which it's pale regardless, but going a little too light, it can be a little much, in my opinion, on my face. Just because you see certain makeup and skincare products on a bunch of Instagram influencers' pages doesn't mean it's a good product. Absolutely. Absolutely. People jump on bandwagons, people get paid. Just be a smart shopper. I've totally fell victim to just buying things because I saw it everywhere and not being overly thrilled. My oily skin loves silicone. I don't have oily skin. I don't know much about silicone products, so I don't have an opinion, but I'm glad that you found things that work for you. Setting spray doesn't set my makeup, it makes it break up faster. Well, that's very much the opposite of what they're supposed to do. Like I said, I don't really use setting sprays for the purpose of setting my makeup. I use glow mists and things like that, but I mean, that sucks. Don't use them then. Don't use them at all. And the last one is I love baking because I have a few creases under my eyes that refuse to set with just a light sweep of powder. I mean, like I said, I don't bake because I don't find it necessary for me, but if it's working for you, then that's great. I'm not just gonna cancel baking, but I don't use it on myself or do it on myself, however I should say it. Well, I've been chatting for a while. That was fun. That was kind of therapeutic. What I gather from that is I have a lot of similar opinions to you guys, except for the fact that you guys are tip of the nose highlight haters, and I will not stand for it. No, I don't really care. If you don't like the tip of my nose highlight, it's whatever. If you don't like my amount of blush I use, it's whatever. It's fun, it's makeup, it literally washes off at the end of the day, so it doesn't matter. It's just fun. We do makeup because it's fun. We chat about makeup because it's fun. I really enjoyed doing this with you guys. This video was very much a collaboration with you all. So thank you for helping contribute. I'm glad I got so many good unpopular opinions, and let's just chat more in the comments below. If you have more unpopular opinions, I would love to hear them and all that stuff. Like I said, don't fight with me about things in the comments. This is all just in good fun. If you end up being nasty, I'm gonna delete your comment. If you enjoyed this reacting to your unpopular opinions video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Now go make sure to check out Annette's video because I can't wait to see what one she got and how she reacts. So check hers out. Her channel is down below. And also make sure you're checking out Paulina's as well if you didn't see hers already. Hers was fantastic. Her video is down below. If you're not already, please hop over to my Instagram. It's beautbean. Follow me there. I post every single day, and don't forget to subscribe here before you leave. I post at least 5 days a week, sometimes 6 or usually 7. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.